Hi everyone, welcome you all to the Azure Developer Community's Tech Podcast series. Today we have with us, and he has an amazing experience in the corporate over a decade. And apart from that, when it comes to the experience, it's in the fields of project management, administration, and diverse industry exposure in cloud computing. And also, he has hosted various services at the same time. He is also awarded as an officer server and services as well. And apart from that, he is also Microsoft valuable partner. And when it comes to the MVP part, from 2014 to 2023, he has been nominated as an MVP, and he has an exceptional technical contributions to the Azure365Pro.com. So I welcome you, sir, in the today's podcast.
Hi, Shavi. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great.
Good.
So, how you actually got started with your Azure journey? Like, it's been over a decade that you have been contributing to the Azure community, and I guess it's been a great experience for you. So, how you got started with it, and how was it in the start?
First of all, thank you for providing this opportunity. It's a very nice conversation we'll have. Hopefully, we'll have a great time together. This what how I started my career is first I finished my college as an electronics engineer back in Chennai. Then I started working with HCL for a couple of years. So then I worked with Wipro. So when Wipro, I used to be a Microsoft contractor for a couple of years. That's where my real Microsoft experience started. So we used to take a lot of tickets and so many Microsoft things. And technology is always my passion, but everything matched in life. So that's why I always recommend, like, keep trying, keep doing things. One day it will click. So if once you have the passion, when you're in the right place, things kick in together, right? So this is what happened to me when I joined Wipro, and being a Microsoft contractor, and technology was upcoming. So I used every opportunity put in front of me. So I think that's where things are running till date. Yeah.
It's actually great to hear that because, to be honest, whenever it comes to the Azure journey, it's something that is very much insightful and remembering at the same time. Moving with your Azure journey, this is the very favorite question of every enthusiast, that which is your favorite service, that you have been contributing to. And at the same time, there are so many things that are going right now, and there are so many trends. Like every day we have a new service, every day we can see there are new trends that are going on the cloud. So how are you keeping yourself updated with the trends, and also share something about your favorite service?
Yeah, so my favorite service is Azure Kubernetes services. As Kubernetes as a technology, I really love it in terms of how it can scale up, the things can do. Because I'm working in IT industry for over a decade, so I've started my career on Microsoft Exchange. Then I worked with a lot of Microsoft stack. Then I worked on FI load balancers, and I worked on VMware, like virtualization technologies. But all this, and then I'm working on full deep on Microsoft Azure nowadays. And so my favorite service will be Azure Kubernetes services. So whatever I used all this decade, it comes into the Kubernetes. Like the load balancer can be Nginx, can be anything, and you can move the pods here and there, and you have integrated application gateways inside Kubernetes clusters. These are like, if you are a technology enthusiast, you will love Kubernetes. And being an Azure Kubernetes services, and the things you can do with so many features on Azure, it's something amazing when you really watch these pods scaling up and scaling down. It really loves, you really love watching it. I think only one technology enthusiast will understand the feeling with what I'm saying. So yeah, so Azure Kubernetes service is my favorite service in Azure.
That's actually great to hear because, as a technology enthusiast, it's very relatable for me as well. And I guess moving further with these questions, there's this one thing that always comes to like the beginner's mind, that how to get started with your Azure journey. So right now we can see that there are various things that are available in the market, and as an MVP, I know that you have been like going through with all the stuff that is provided on internet right now. It can be YouTube videos, it can be blogs, it can be some other books that are provided to to all of us for the certifications and everything. So in that case, like what's your point and what's your view on this, that how to get started with one's Azure journey?
See, in my opinion, anyone can start anywhere because Azure has almost everything, in my opinion. But see, there are different sectors inside Azure. So, one is the development point of view, one is an administration point of view, and one is like, let's consider he's a like identity enthusiast. Then he will start his career into Azure Active Directory and Azure B2C, all these technology stacks. Let's consider he wants to be a pure .NET developer. Then he will start into proper DevOps and he will develop his code in Visual Studio and publish on Azure. So if he is going to be a data enthusiast, then he will be a proper Azure data engineer, putting it data into data lake and seeing the business analytics dashboard. So so if he's, let's consider he's an IoT enthusiast, so there is an IoT hub and event hub, so many things are there. So everyone has a place in the Azure stack, but he has to find his own passion, but what I feel is, to start with, he should learn and read whatever comes in his way. Maybe he can like follow some hashtags on LinkedIn like Microsoft M365 Azure and start reading the posts, and maybe surely he will find something interesting for him. Then he starts jumping into it, learning more and more, because each services in Azure stack is immense. Like, it's like a whole team can work on it. Like, for example, even the data compliance team has its own dashboard, the security team has its own dashboard, the identity team has its own control plane, so everyone has its own place. But we start with, read all the basics which comes in your way, but you will definitely find something interesting for the people, and they can start it from there, is my opinion.
Also, actually, when I was going through your LinkedIn profile, I saw that you have been specialized in so many fields of Microsoft Azure. So, in that case, like how you actually have all those information within yourself, like how you actually retrieve all the knowledge, because whenever you're starting with a new service, like you might be following like the knowledge of the previous service, so it happens. So how
Yes.
you actually like from where you get that motivation to learn new and new services every day, and also how you actually manage all those services knowledge at the same time, because it's quite amazing, and it's quite difficult for the like students and professionals out there, because you are also having your corporate life in which you are working from 9 to 5, and then after that you are having the contribution part, and you have your own personal life. So it's quite difficult. So it would be great if you could put some light on that.
Yeah, so to answer that, there are several things which I concentrate on, because technology is my core passion. So it's not like I'm doing like hard work. It's This is what I like. So every time when I come into Azure Stack, I learn something, because being in a decade in IT experience, I have a decade of experience in IT. So what I do is, like, every technology which I worked on, it's been virtualized in some way or the other in the Azure Stack. So whenever you feel whatever I feel, it's the basics remains the same. So each technology is, for example, if I worked on F5, LTM, GTM, APM, these type of technologies, this is all it's all these type of technologies are in Azure Front Door. So when I work on load balancers like Camp, so these load balancers coming in application gateway, so all these technologies connect together in one way or the other, so it's much easier for me to catch up. Coming back to my personal life, I think I should appreciate my wife's understanding, so that she allows me to spend a lot of time in tech, and yeah, so things are going good.
Exactly, because obviously support is the very much like important thing that plays a major role in one's life. I totally agree on that point. And also, moving with that, there's one thing that I would be very happy to listen from you, and I guess the listeners are also very much interested in listening that. Like when it comes to your technology and when it comes to these trends, sometimes you feel demotivated, sometimes you feel like quitting, like because there are various things that are going in the world. You sometimes think that okay, I should just shift my domain, I should go for something else, why am I doing this? So there are various things that happens, and especially with the youth right now, they used to switch their domains in just 1 year, they used to switch their companies in 1 year. So like, could you please say something on that? It would be really
Yeah,
great.
yeah. See, IT will never demotivate youth because it provides very good money. You know, so
Obviously.
yeah, money. You want to make the best money, then IT is the place for you. So when more money comes, even the demotivation converts into amazing motivation. So so I feel if any youth gets demotivated in IT, maybe he's not able to transfer his skills to make more money. So end of the day, it's not I'm saying your technology enthusiast or technology passion is linked to money, but money is it's needed for everyone's life, right? So and technology can provide you a very good sufficient money if you are very good at Microsoft Azure stack today. If you're very good at Azure DevOps and you can have publish your proper containers in Azure Kubernetes, you worth more, and you will be hunted down. And if you're spending your technology career in just Azure stack, Office 365 stack, uh, then your value is more. It's kind of incomparable. You will be hunted down in like few hours. This is how I see it. So I don't see any reason to get demotivated. If somebody don't have money, I always say if you practice few certifications, you can readily convert yourself into a better job. So this how so there is no reason to demotivate or changing jobs is okay in my opinion. If anyone has to grow or gain more knowledge, changing his job is very much needed. If he's not seeing good growth in his current company, he has to switch his jobs. I know it's 60 days notice period in India is a bit tough, but still, if somebody has to find his way in growth in corporate ladder, then he has to switch. There is no other option. Yeah.
That was actually very much insightful for everyone. I am pretty much sure that they have like got the proper in like the proper essence of your words. And also, you know what, like there's one thing that always comes to my mind, that when like you are having so many things in your plate, what if you would get one day in which you won't be like asked to do anything, no work, it's just you being alone in your home? So in that case, how you would be spending your day, like how fruit like what all fruitful activities that you would do? I would be very
Yeah,
happy.
pretty much. Maybe I will open my PS4 and then I'll play some amazing Call of Duty games. I'm a very good gamer, so I'm very good. I like PUBG as well. I used to play PUBG for some time. Then, if I'm alone, I'm pretty sure I want to open my Xbox or PlayStation and play and have a very good time. Because I have two daughters now, it's pretty much impossible to open your PS4 or Xbox and play for some time. But if I'm alone, I'm gonna open PS4 and play for like a few hours with my friends. Yeah.
I can totally understand that. I totally understand that. Okay. Also, there's one more thing that I just remembered, that when it comes to the contributions and everything that we are talking about, like how difficult is it to be an MVP? Like, could you please share something on that? Like, is there any competition, or like is there anything that someone will let you down, anything that happens, or like how's the realities?
See, I have a very good way which I have consistently doing for many years, so what's my way of doing is whatever project I'm doing, I document it in a proper way and I blog it, so everyone will have their own way, so if you see some YouTube's videos of MVPs, they do their project in the corporate world and they explain the project without revealing any confidential information and the best practices of that project. So then they contribute to the community so that other people will follow the best practice and do those things. So now I have written more than like 350 to 400 blogs in my Azure365Pro.com, which is my a decade of corporate experience, right? So even many blogs has amazing best practices, which falls into the cloud Azure. So everyone will follow their passion, sometime some people wants to do YouTube videos, sometime wants to write, some people wants to write like me, some people will like to create events and may bring some friends and explain the best practices to them. So I have a feeling I don't want to tell anyone this is the way, but this is my way. But they can find their way to contribute to the community. And what I see is whenever you share, people is gonna ask doubts. Whenever they ask doubts, it's gonna make you even more stronger in that topic. This is what happens to me every time when I write some blogs or write some best practices. They're gonna come back and say why you wrote it. It makes you to think and it makes you amazing, like it makes you like so strong in the topic and nobody can beat you in the topic. So this is how it has always been for me. Yeah.
That was so amazing to hear that because, like, again, whenever I hear someone says your journey and the way he or she is contributing to the like Azure community, it feels so great. And also, I really liked your perspective and your point of view for the MVP thing, and also the way you document everything. That's really incredible because I personally feel that documentation is very much important in terms of everything. Like if you are doing a job, if you are a student, if you are a professional, documentation works very well for everyone.
Yeah.
And when it comes to documentation, what are your views on blogs?
See, for example, let's consider I'm doing like 5 to 6 blogs or 5 to 10 or 20 blogs in a year. These are my current active some of the projects which I'm working on. So what I feel is these type of projects will be referred back even by me. Let's consider after like 3-4 years I switch my career into a different company, and if that company wants to apply this type of best practices, I can go and refer back my same documentation and I apply the same best practice. When you put those documentation on the internet, people gonna review it, people gonna follow it. If something wrong or if something is right or something is missing, people gonna add you back in the comments. And we build very similar documentation for the corporate world as well, for internal use and external use. External use will not have any confidential information, will never refer back anything to the company, but internal documentation will have even more like LLD, low level documents, higher level documents. These are documents which any corporate guy will do on a everyday's job. So it's taking an extra effort putting proper best practices on the internet, because every day people are coming out of college, people are switching careers, people are switching profiles. Everyone will have their doubts. When you Google, you find some good blog. Maybe it helps you someday, right? So I'm just doing for myself, but it's immense hit now, because like I see like 60 to 70,000 people are viewing every month and it's growing every day. It never demotivates me so far. I'm planning to do this for the next decade or so. This is my thought.
That was so great to hear that. Thanks a lot for your amazing insights on these things. And I am pretty much sure it's going to be very, very, very great session for all the listeners out there, and they would be loving it. And also, I have dropped all your socials in the description. You guys can check it out, and also you can connect with him. If you are having any doubt, you can reach out to him over LinkedIn, and I'm pretty much sure he'll help you in any of your your MVP related queries or anything. And thanks a lot, sir, for joining in today. I'm very much glad to have you today, and it was really great having you. And believe me, this podcast would be helping a lot of folks out there. So thanks a lot for joining in today.
Thank you, Chavi, and thank you for providing this opportunity, guys. And have a great day. Then. Thank you. Bye.
Have a great day. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.